Hi YouTube! Today we will be watching USA versus Europe memes. For those of you who don't know, I'm a European. I've been born and raised in the Netherlands. So yeah, I'm very excited to see.
Punching a wall in the US versus in EU.
Always so confused when I see walls break easily.
Europeans when they see Americans. No free healthcare. Europe is asleep. These are called chips, and these are called... No, they're not. We are...
I mean, I call them chips and fries. I guess in the UK they say crisps. Right? Is it UK where they say that? Oh, yeah. In the UK they call it crisps and the fries chips, but I speak Dutch, no English, and I learned English from Americans, so...
I feel bad for you, said Europe. I don't even think about you at all, said America. Americans when it's 90 degrees outside versus Europeans when it's 90 degrees.
What even? Wait, hold on. What the f is 90 degrees? Oh, 32. I mean, yeah.
Who even uses Celsius? Like, how extra? Places which use Celsius versus Fahrenheit. You guys are extra.
Why do you guys use Fahrenheit, actually? Is there something better about Fahrenheit that we're missing?
Medieval Europe versus medieval Europe in movie/documentaries.
Yeah, why do they always do that? To just make it look more grayish, and they're like, yep, that's it. Now it looks like it's in the past.
Europe. Americans naming cities. Europe. New city name.
I know America has a lot of places that come from Dutch places, like Brooklyn is Breukelen and Harlem. It's not new, but you know what I mean.
The most expensive room per night in Europe versus America. Traveling to a different country in a movie starter.
The fucking hospital!
Traveling to a different country in a movie starter pack. USA, Mexico, India, Canada, South America, Scandinavia/Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Grass in USA versus grass in Europe.
I want to say it's not that bad, but they smoke a lot here, man. I smoke a lot. I live in an apartment. And then sometimes when I want to like open my window in the kitchen, right, to like let some air in, get some fresh air in, I get fucking cigarette smoke in my house. I'm like, bro.
25-year-old European versus 25-year-old American.
We are young inside. Yeah. Don't make me cry!
I still can't believe Americans don't call car parks car park. What? Is that where you bring your car on weekends so it can
What the f is a car park?
play with other cars? No, it's where you park your car. Almost like an area of land.
Oh! Parkeerplaats! It's like, park place.
And a lot, if you will, for parking cars. A parking lot. A car park.
Where did I say car park? Oh, it's British. Ah, in the Netherlands. It's also like a parking lot, translated.
100 acres of pizza are served in the US every day. Who the hell measures pizza in acres? USA! How Europeans see Americans. I've got to embrace the flag. I've got to sniff the flag. I've got to lick the flag. I've got to wash the flag. I've got to date the flag. And I've got to be the flag.
Yeah, when I see some people talk on the internet, this is what I imagine, yeah.
People who leave their phones set to military times are war criminals. How do you look at 405 and go, wow, I can understand that?
What do you mean?
Lucas, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me?
I actually didn't know before this year that is military time, because I grew up using this. And honestly, I used to get confused with PM and AM, because we don't do that here in the Netherlands. PM, AM, we just use military time, right? I have made some errors trying to schedule my videos that I accidentally select AM instead of PM because I'm so not used to it.
Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12 actually.
I mean, like, I'm so used to it that I just see the 16 as a 4. I don't have to think about it. If you had to see this since you were young and you had to learn this in school all the time, it's just, you know now.
If I have a medical emergency, don't you dare call an ambulance. You better Uber my butt to the hospital because we are not about to pay $5,000 for a ride in the Wii U wagon. Everyone outside the USA laughing nervously. What?
Yeah, that's so sad, man.
Hey Canadians, have fun at school tomorrow. Hey Americans, have fun paying your healthcare. Stop guys, we're friends, remember? Children, behave, else mother shall have to give the pair of you a bollocking. You couldn't beat 13 states. let alone 50. Lol, Australia doesn't even exist. Aussies are just spicier British people. What are flavorless British people? Just normal British people? What are Americans? Cheesy stuffed British people. The British keyboards have a special pound key on their keyboards. How do you hashtag? Hashtag is over by the enter key. Don't you worry your little butt. What do American keyboards look like then? Oh, as an American, I can confirm this. European kids getting ready for another school year. American kids getting ready for another school year. Rural town in the... I hate this word, bruh. Rural town in the US.
Me too. Rural. Man, it looks like it could be the Netherlands.
A policeman is approaching you in Europe versus them approaching you in America. To be honest, Americans are so funny. They're like, OMG, there's a concert near my house. It's like a 3 hours drive. And Europeans are like, what? A 3 hour drive? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to France for that.
I want to say, like, a 3 hour drive here in the Netherlands, you're out of the country.
Australians crying in the distance. Invent a new sport. Spread it globally. Be bad at it. Invent a new sport. No one else plays it. Declare world championship. An American pickup in Europe.
Oh my god, look how big it is. Oh, wait. Oh no, I didn't realize. No! Why did he put it there?
Why is it so fat? The American who thinks that America sucks is moving to Europe. The European who thinks that Europe sucks is moving to America.
I mean, you know what they say? The grass is always greener on the other side. You always think it's better where you're not.
Americans are so uncivilized and violent. Also Europe whenever someone scores a goal in soccer. It's football!
Yeah!
To be honest, it's kind of funny how so many Americans are convinced that every house over like 10 years old has a ghost. This house is 100 years old. People have died in here. Like, okay. Yeah, but in Europe, when they're like, someone has died here, they mean like 4 generations have lived peacefully and passed of old age in this home. In America, someone died here is like, some dude locked his mum in the basement and she starved to death. People in Northern Europe with 12-degree weather. When Americans complain about heat, Europe, I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. We don't care, get the bus.
I don't even have a license. I mean, Netherlands is so small. Don't really need it.
USA, I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. If you speak to us again, we will call the police. US sports fan.
I mean, I get it in the US though. It's so big. Like, how are you gonna go to places? It's so fucking big. I can, like, if I need groceries, I can just do a 5-minute walk. Do like whatever I need, I can just easily walk or take my bicycle, whatever, to go there. I don't like, car is not a necessity.
US sports fans. Mix us together in the crowd. It's all good. European fans.
It won't go well
American,
here.
Trying to chum up with the Europeans. The Europeans. 20-year-old American boys. Mom, can I drink a beer? No, you are way too young. 15-year-old European boys. Dad, I'm getting a beer with the boys. Can I join?
Yeah, pretty much. Back in the day, you were able to drink already, at least here in the Netherlands, when you were 16. But they changed it to 18.
Americans, when Americans make fun of the United States. Americans, when Europeans make fun of America.
I mean, I think it's for everyone like that. Like, it's all fine and funny when you're like, when you're amongst your own people and you make fun of your own people with your own people, but then when someone else does it, it's like, what did you just say? Then it's not okay.
Europeans to Americans when they need military support. How Europeans think of Americans who have a carry license. American chocolate. You think you're better than me. European chocolate. I am better than you.
I heard it tastes like puke. I don't know though.
Americans be like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Americans be like,
I'm gonna go watch a war movie.
Americans be like,
I'm gonna go eat an orange.
Americans see a tree rodent and go,
look, a squirrel.
Americans be like,
Can you give me a glass of water?
Europeans. I can't believe Americans don't use the metric system. Americans with 3 grams and a 9mm in their pocket.
Oh.
Europeans with cryptids. What whimsical creatures. Let's invite them in for tea. Thank you. We'd love some tea. Let us celebrate. Americans with cryptids. This is the last forest you're haunting, you son of a... I'm gonna smash your corpse when I'm done. Europeans, when you ask them what they know about America, when you realize...
Wait, I don't get it. What is that?
When you realize that the US is technically older than the UK.
Is it? Some say the UK from 1801, when the UK was formed from Great Britain and Ireland coming together, and the USA from 1787, Constitution coming into effect, or 1776. So by that logic, the USA is older. Yeah, okay, because the UK is multiple countries. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about that for a second.
Europeans, when they see an American minding their own business. We are intellectually superior in every way. Europeans, strict gun laws. Americans, when Europeans find out that they created the American. No. Americans microwaving their tea. Britons drinking instant coffee.
I was shocked when I found that out one day on TikTok that most Americans don't have a electric kettle. You guys just microwave your tea? I wasn't aware. Why?
Europeans. Let's make memes about Americans. That'll show them. Americans. I'm sorry. Who are you again? Brits making fun of Americans for using feet. Also Brits when they use stones for weight.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
When you are British and your American friend says, let's play football, but then they bring an ellipse-shaped ball. I am a bit confused. The beginning of the American Revolution. You owe me like $1. You'll have to kill me for it. We're experiencing heavy snow. Massive snowstorm. Duh, more vodka. Looks like spring, eh?
Here in Netherlands is like the first picture. I don't even remember the last time. Oh wait, a few years ago was the last time that I saw snow worthy of being called snow.
When I see British citizens mocking the president, I just remember that in 100 years, they went from ruling 1/4 of the world to living on an island the size of Michigan. So this is an American translator for what Americans say and what it means. I'm afraid of Americans. This is super real.
Awesome, fabulous, amazing is good. Great is actually fine. Fine is bad. Yeah, wait, I've noticed this, yeah. Fine is bad, okay is bad, not so great is really bad, challenging, driving me completely nuts, hilarious, unexpected, for sure is probably, forever is 30 minutes, my friend, a person I know, my best friend, a person I know and also like. Oh my god, yeah.
Today I learned Americans call a knob of butter a stick of butter. Wait, we call it a knob too. Who the hell calls it? We call it a knob. Those Americans are terrible with all of their shootings that happen. Meanwhile in Europe.
Oh, is that stabbing?
Americans, when you tell them, European isn't a country. Confused, don't go. American drivers trying to navigate the narrow streets of an old European city. How Europeans think Americans get to work.
I mean, that is how some people talk, yeah. Some people are like really exaggerating it.
True. POV. 0.2 seconds after arriving
Hey.
in the USA. Americans. Why do Europeans think they're better than us? European.
What was it with Kinder? I think it was banned because of choking hazard, right? Let me know.
USA. France, help me. France. Can't, I'm broke. It's against the British. France. What are Europe and America's views on gun safety? Europe says guns should be highly controlled and used only by responsible adults. America says if their age is on the clock, then they can use a
Oh.
Americans see USA versus USA in reality. Olive oil Europe versus butter Europe.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Europe every couple decades. Father, I crave violence. Aliens visiting the United States versus aliens visiting Eastern Europe. Driving directions in Europe, 1922. Drives on the left, drives on the right. Mix.
Mix? What do you mean mixed?
Average USA hospital visit. This is horrible. This man has no insurance. I'm on it, doctor. They pushed him off, they killed him.
No,
Australian
Mr.
arrested
Krabs.
in Australia. Australian arrested in Europe. European arrested in
my
Australia.
God.
Toilet in Europe versus toilet in India. Versus Amber Heard's toilet.
Oh.
Speed cameras anywhere else. Speed cameras in Eastern Europe. Will Americans see Europe? It's too far away. We can't. Americans simply cannot conceive of how gloomy Europe is. Wow, so UK is horrible.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's go. At 19 years old in America. Can I buy a bottle of vodka? USA. No, that's illegal and irresponsible. Can I go $50,000 in debt for education?
Yeah.
We encourage it.
If you can't do all of that, then why can you not just drink it?
American Impossible Challenge. Americans tried to name this country challenge.
Is that a made up? That's a f***ing made up country.
Impossible. Americans literally have no banter. I don't know what country this is coming from, but we've probably beaten you in a war at some point. I'm American. Civil War. America. I'll kick anyone's butt. I'll kick your butt. I'll kick your dog's butt too. I'll even kick my own butt. Remember that time
Okay.
it got so hot in some parts of Australia? The bottoms of people's thongs were literally melting to the asphalt, and people still ask me why I hate summer. For Americans reading this post, a thong is a flip.
Oh, I was like, why is your thong melting? I was so confused. Got it. Thank you for the clarification.
A flip-flop. Oh. Racism in Europe versus racism in America.
I don't get the picture.
Europeans memeing on Americans. Europeans being memed on by Americans. Anti-curfew riots in the Netherlands. America. Europe. Netherlands. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the Americans.
It was not me! It was not me! It was not me!
Europe is better because we have social benefits. That's only possible because the US rebuilt Europe. So the evolution of cars for USA, Germany, and Russia. 100 years in the future.
Wait, Russia?
USA, Michigan versus Norway. How the rest of the world sees the USA. Los Angeles. What? Disney World. Yeehaw. New York.
Yeah, this is literally how I see America.
Being bilingual in America versus being bilingual in Europe. I thought it would be the opposite. No, it has to be, right? It's the opposite.
Isn't it that in Europe a lot of people are bilingual, so it's like the norm, kind of? And then in America, most people are not bilingual, so if they are, it's like, whoa. Is that what they mean?
Europe's so good they made a sequel. History books. History books if Europe had natural resources.
What?
Salesman slaps USA. You can fit so many idiots in this bad boy. Hunting in Mexico versus hunting in Australia versus hunting in USA.
Oi, is that oh my god.
Everything's better with explosive.
I mean, yeah, the bigger the boom, the better. I love explosives.
I've always scoffed at those OMG, Europe is tiny posts. But we just took the wrong exit driving back to our cabin and we literally ended up in Norway and decided to just stay for dinner. So yeah, this just happened again. There isn't even a sign that says welcome to Norway. You're just there all of a sudden. I could miss an exit and still stay in my state for another 8 hours. Americans,
Oh my god.
cricket is a dumb game. USA wins one match. Americans, oh mercy me. I keep forgetting I'm in the colonies. My favorite post. Please tell me that people in Britain actually call the USA the colonies. We call you the colonies. We don't call you the colonies. Europeans. I drove 40 minutes to the Netherlands for some groceries and then popped into Germany to see some of my relatives before driving back home. Americans. I was in Florida. I drove for 9 hours. Now I'm still in Florida.
Sometimes my family goes to Germany to do groceries and it's like not even an hour.
I have a deep respect for Scotland because I was at an Ireland versus Scotland football match and their chant was, "We hate England more than you." One time at a Germany versus Scotland game, some German fans started the "Stand up if you hate England" chant and the whole stadium stood up. What did we do? What didn't we do? Does this mean that England is the US of Europe? Where do you think the US got it from? Go for a walk. The scenery will cheer you up. People in Eastern Europe.
The scenery is like this for me too, unfortunately.
USA, we're going to make a League of Nations, Europe, and you're going to join it, right? USA, you're going to join it, right? But mom, can someone translate this? I don't know British. I'll do my best. Ahem. Hey, yo, ma. It's
Yo,
mum,
ma.
not mum. It's chips, not crisps. It's fries, not chips. It's color, not color. It's soccer, not football. Wrong, 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 wrong. Why is it cancelled in the UK, but cancelled in America? Oh, I actually know the answer to this one.
Oh, you do?
American newspaper ads charged by the letter. So a lot of people would eliminate unnecessary letters like the second L in cancelled or the U in color. Some of these spelling changes were used so often that they stuck, and now Americans just spell some words differently. In summary, Americans spell things weird because of capitalism. Another weird Australia fact. We are the only country that ever cancelled a boat race due to the lake being wet.
The boat race?
Please elaborate. The Henley on Todd is a screw you boat race made to poke fun at the English's Henley on Thames. The Todd River is dry most of the time, and as a result, it hosts the
Dry
only dry
River.
regatta. Behold the chaos. UK. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. USA. Colonies. But what about that shadowy place? You must never go there. Americans. America. Europeans. Universal healthcare. Americans. Europeans asking Americans where Wasplakshazvestovich is. Europeans when Americans ask where Nebraska is.
I don't know either. Don't ask me.
British cheddar versus American cheddar. Europeans arriving in NYC, wondering why the homeless dude pooping in a 7-Eleven
Ew!
cup wasn't included in their pamphlet.
What? This was not included? Nice addition, though.
Europeans, when someone mentions American healthcare, you'd rather spend taxes on guns than healthcare? Laughs in public
Crazy.
healthcare. How Europe sees USA. This is how USA sees Europe.
Europe. IKEA! Foodland, I don't know, it seems like Croatia.
Yeah, I'm glad we are just England. That's no.
At least you're there, I'm not even there. There's no Netherlands. We don't exist. Netherlands is a myth.
I think Americans have spent long enough making fun of British accent. We need to stop making fun of our own accent. Americans be eating crayon berries. Americans be paying $20 for a crate of water bodies. Americans offer two choices. They have no real preference between like 2 dozen matter. I don't think American filmmakers realize how huge London is, because you sure have the London Eye and Houses of Parliament, but when you say London has fallen, what? So then none Nando's in Catfoot is in flames. The Tesco in Peckham has descended into chaos. We have states bigger than your entire country. Europe, but without the... Guys, you're literally killing me.
Without the cringe! Oi!
Thanks whoever made this meme. Japan, the USA, fighting in Europe, fighting in Africa. The State Department nailed my girl's passport.
What? Oh my god.
Want to know just how big Texas really is? This is actually mind-blowing. I don't get it. That's Europe inside Texas. Texas isn't actually that huge, is it? France, United Kingdom relations. England, screw you. France, screw you. History of the Middle East. History of Europe. History of USA. History of USA is like a DLC of Europe.
Like a DLC?
Why divide people by irrational things when you could divide them by whether their word for cotton candy is valid or not? Examples. American English. Cotton candy. Good. British English. No, we don't call it fairy floss, we just call it candy floss. And that is valid. Spanish and German. Sugar cotton. Good. French. Daddy's beard. Not valid.
Daddy's beard? Why?
What?
The more I see these memes, the more I realize that I don't really know a lot of the British vocabulary at all, even though that the English that I was taught in school was British, but I guess I consume so much American media that I'm just American now, I guess. In Dutch, it's sugar spinning, I guess? Sugar spinning.
Americans explaining why they don't want free healthcare because they get to skip the waiting times. Europeans with identical insurance at a fraction of the cost because it has to compete with the free one. Napoleon wants money for war with England. Thomas Jefferson wants to purchase Louisiana. British bank offers to lend Thomas the money. Thomas Jefferson borrows the money and buys Louisiana. Declares war on Britain with the Louisiana money. We can do both metric and imperial measurements. It's not difficult at all. Europeans making fun of Americans for using imperial measurement. Americans running the 100-meter dash, buying liters of soda, grams of drugs, and kilos of other drugs. Versus American. Favorite, and spelled very incorrectly by the American. Prince Harry officially renounces British residency. Lists US as his new country on document. A literal British monarch changing his alliance to the United States. We've never been more back. Afternoon. Hey, how are you? Fine, how about you? I'm good. You're from Maine? I'm rotated in Europe right now, so the 1900 miles away threw me off. Where's that? Maine or Europe? Europe. Where the hell is that? It's across the ocean. USA shouldn't police the world. Totally agree. That includes removing troops in Europe, letting Europe defend itself. But I won't be able to afford all of my social policies then because increased military spending. Wait, why are these memes like on America's side? I'm British! No! Forget this meme, it never existed.
Hi, thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so you can see more. I also stream live on Twitch, so come join us sometimes. Thank you and bye!